Good afternoon, Tea's Crafty Ranch friends. Welcome to the ranch. Come on down and let's do some crafting on this wonderful Craft Fusion Tuesday. I am actually on a few minutes early, as we usually do when we start Craft Fusion. That gives the powers that be a chance to get us streamed into the right place. And so I just did that wrong. Anyway, let's go ahead and just chat for a minute. I am going to share this into a group and hopefully I can get it shared into the Crafters Hive and the Crafting Network. So tell me, how is everyone on this beautiful Tuesday here in Texas? It is a little bit warm here in Texas, but not too bad. Not too bad. So let's go ahead and just do a little chatting. I am Terry from Tea's Crafty Ranch, and I'm trying to I need to turn this on maybe. Oh, whoa, bright, bright, bright. Let's lessen that just a little. I know it gives me some rings on my eyes, but let's, we have one more minute left before we start crafting. But like I said, welcome in. Let me know that you are here when you hop on. And let's just do some chatting. It is 3:30, so I'm going to go ahead and start. We are doing a rustic sunflower hanging today. And this is it's about 5.5 by 10 3/4, something like that. So that's the height of it here. And I put a link to it in my on my website, so you can head over and check that out as well. So today I wanted to try something a little bit different. I'm just going to stack these up so they can dry. I went ahead and did the staining, which I like to do ahead of time. Hey, Miss Brenda from Be So Crafty, welcome in. After me at 4 o'clock is Brenda from Be So Crafty. So make sure you head on over to her page after me, not now, but after me, and see what she has for you today. Okay, so I have this board, and I'm going to do something with it. Thanks, Tammy. I appreciate it. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to share myself or not, but like you told me the other day, we all take care of each other, right? Hey, Tanya, welcome in. Simply Monarch. She just finished her cute little pumpkins. So I have some sunflowers, and these fit inside, and I'm not sure which one goes where. But we're going to do some brown on these. No, we're not. We're doing yellow on these and brown on these. And today, hi Melanie, welcome in. I ran to, where did I go? Hobby Lobby. I went to Hobby Lobby this afternoon, and I have a show on Monday, and I am kind of a procrastinator. And so I was working on that this morning and ran out of paint that I needed. So I'm like, oh, let me run to Hobby Lobby and get some paint. So I picked up this antique gold from Deco Art, and I thought, ooh, that's going to be a pretty color for us to use today for our sunflowers. So I grabbed that, and so we are going to do this part with this antique gold, and I think it's going to be really pretty. I've been trying to find another yellow that I liked, and I think this one is going to be it for sunflowers, because I like, you know, that it make it that fall look. So if you are a first-time watcher, I appreciate you watching. And one thing we do here at the ranch is we lasso our friends. So if you wouldn't mind giving a lasso out for Tea's Crafty Ranch, I would appreciate that. It just lets other people know that we're on, that we're on now, and that kind of thing. I did put in the comments a link to this piece on my website, and until midnight tonight, this piece will be 20% off if you use the code word, or is that what it's called, a code word? Use Craft Fusion, all one word. And honestly, I can't remember if I did. I know that craft is capitalized, but I can't remember if the F is. Oh, I'll have to double check that, and I'll let you know after I get off. I really like sunflowers in the fall. It is kind of my decorating for August. When I was a teacher, you know, it was always apples and that kind of thing. But I do like sunflowers. So that's why I have chosen to do some sunflowers today. Okay, Tammy, I'm going to have to message you about that because I do have a question. But this is not the place to ask that. I did say after me is Be So Crafty. So you want to head over and see what she's up to. My plan is to finish this today, but sometimes I plan that and it doesn't happen. So here's that golden antique gold. I think this is going to be my new favorite yellow. I almost said blue. I don't know where blue came from. Okay, the next color I'm going to use is earth brown, and that's what we're going to use. Whoa, that was way too much. That's the color we're going to use for the inside of our sunflower. This is what I'm looking for. This piece right here is actually I found something similar. Actually, I found two different things on Pinterest, and I merged the two together and kind of came up with this part myself. Now, did I really come up with it myself? No. Hey, Marie. I did not, but I took inspiration from two pieces and then put it together for my creation. So this is actually an SVG. That's what we use when we for our lasers. And this is a laser cutout. Sorry, I didn't say that, but I designed this myself. So with the help of inspiration of other things, which isn't that usually how we create. We get inspired by someone or something else, and then we do our own. So that's kind of where this came from. And as I'm thinking about it, I'm kind of like, I'm not sure. I don't know, because I made the holes in this, and so the holes are going to show through on the back of the board. So I'm not sure if it's going to look right. So we'll figure it out. If it doesn't, it's okay. We'll figure it out, right? But I'm thinking, like, what do you usually do this a yellow, the inside? Do you do black of the sunflower? I don't really know. Okay, these are dry. So of course, what are we going to do? We're going to do a little bit of sanding on the edges. Maybe. Just a little bit of sanding here. So tell me, what do you think? What should the inside, like the seeds of the sunflower be? Should they be yellow? I don't think so. Should they be black? that might make a difference on what I do on my board. Or does it really matter because it's our creation, right? Okay. Sometimes sanding is hard work, y'all. You think brown, Tanya? Okay. It might work. So I just did, you can't really see where I sanded, black or brown, but whatever I want. Okay. I really do like sanding on the edge of my table. So I guess you can kind of see that a little bit. It just makes it a little bit easier for me. And I may end up just using some brown distressing ink to distress the edges a little bit. Give me a thumbs up or an oh yeah, something like that if you like to decorate with sunflowers. One more I'm going to sand right here. I'll show you another sunflower I did. Maybe it's the one I did last week on Craft Fusion. I can't remember. I don't remember what I did last week. I love all of you that are silent watchers. Hi, Cultivating Keepsakes. Welcome in. So glad you've joined us this afternoon. We are making a sunflower something hanger. Oh, I love sunflowers, Sylvia. Yeah, it's okay. So let's, I'm going to grab this black distressing, and I don't want black. I don't know where my small brown one is. So let's just try this. I like the smaller one better. It makes it a little bit easier, but I don't know where it went. So I'm just grabbing. I'm just putting it here on the edges just a little bit, just to give it that little bit of distressed look. And I don't like that, but it's okay. So you can just barely see it. If I had my little one, it would be a little bit easier. But it's actually, I think I know where it is. I dumped out a bucket, a basket, a bag the other day, and I just dumped it right down there. So it's down there somewhere on the floor. Okay, so, whoops. Here we go. Just a little bit of distressing. And so we have all of that painted. I'm going to move all this forward. Now, I've already stained this board. And what I want to do is I have this that I want to put down. And I thought about just incorporating this sage mint. I don't know if the colors are going to go together. If they don't, it's okay, because I'll just flip it over to the other side and repaint. But can you see? There we go. So I'm just going to put some paint on my sponge and kind of just dab it off. And then I'm just going to kind of just random dab here like that. So it looks kind of faint. Do you see that? And I'm okay with that. It's just sporadic. It's nothing like super, it's nothing super, what am I looking for? Distinct, except for I didn't like that, but maybe a flower will go there because I had too much paint on. And I still have too much paint on, but that's going to be covered up. So can you see how that's just a little, almost looks like a beehive. And I don't know what this stuff is called, but here in Texas for homecoming, people make mums, and mums are like this ginormous big deal in Texas. And so, and they're like ginormous mums, like kids wear them and they're like as big as their bodies. It's the most, in my opinion, ridiculous thing ever. But that's what happens. Everything's bigger in Texas, so they say. But this comes in like a big string of those, and that's what it is. So I will include this in the kit, if you would like. So this is what it looks like. I don't know if it's going to look good or not, but we're going to go for it. Anyway, it will be included in with the wood cutouts. And so you can use it for that, or you don't have to. Hi, Kathy. Welcome in to Tea's Crafty Ranch. If you are just hopping on, don't forget to do this to your friends and let them know about Tea's Crafty Ranch if you like what you see. The other thing with this is you can take a wipe and clean it off and reuse it if you want to. That's totally up to you. I might wash it off. I don't know. Okay, so here's what we have so far. We have this, and these are going to show through like that. Do you think that's going to be okay? Let me see here. I should have notched these so that I knew which ones went where. There. Okay, so that goes in there. So it's going to go on like that. What do you think? Do you think that looks okay, or should I paint this back darker? Tell me what you think. And I could have painted that one wrong. Maybe, does it go this way? No, it doesn't. It goes here. There we go. Tell me what you think, guys. Should I go ahead and paint the back a black color? Or, I don't know. I'm not totally convinced that I like that. Tell me what you think. Because I could do a quick black on the back. Tell me, friends, what do you think? Hi, Darlene. Thanks for watching. The other thing is I could hold that thought. I could put some black paper behind it. What about that? Paint behind them. Okay, Brenda, black or brown? Black, darker. Black or brown? Because right now I'm just going to put paper behind them. Oh, I don't like that. Black, okay. So this is what we'll do. You know, sometimes crafting is just figuring it out as you go. Are any of you like that? I think the paper is going to work. It's not my favorite, but I think it'll work. I could maybe go in with a marker and color them, but let's try this. How much time? I have 11 minutes left. And this one. Black. All right. Black, black, black. I think it's going to look okay. So I'm just going to put some glue right there on the backs of these. Something like that. So it looks like that. I like that much, much better. There we go. And this one. So I may rethink, I don't know. I may rethink and not do the holes in this, but I really do like the holes. I like the holes. Okay, we'll see. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the edges. So it's going to be kind of like a frame. If I were to do this again, which I will make the frame pieces a little bit wider. I think I made them like 1/2 inch, and I think I would rather them be about 1 inch, but a little bit wider. But this is just kind of how they fit in. I'll show you in just a second. Thanks, Be So Crafty. Again, Be So Crafty is on after me. So don't forget to go over and see her. All right, so this is what we have so far. Okay. And the next thing is we are just going to lay our flowers, our sunflowers, on here. And I do have these on the edge a little bit, and I did that purposely. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue those on. And then right there, I'm going to just glue a small piece so that it'll elevate that. If you hope that makes sense. So that it's not rocking on the board. And I am using Stick Fast. If you watched Tanya, you saw that she also used Stick Fast. That's kind of the what some of us use. I like it better than super glue because it definitely holds okay, I'm gonna oh poop. That was not good. I just discovered I needed to put one right there so that doesn't poke through. Whoops. That's okay. Live and learn, right, friends? So what I'll do is, nope, that's not going to work. What do I have flat? This maybe? Okay, I'm going to pull this off. Maybe. Nope, it's not going to pull off. There. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of glue on that. That's not really what I wanted, but let's do that. And I'm just going to push that under there. Well, friends, this little piece is going to be mine because it is kind of messed up, but it's okay, right? It's all good. All right, look what we have. I think that's awesome. I do really like that, but we're not quite finished. I have 4 minutes left. Oh my gosh. Okay, I got glue all over those. So I have some little beads. I also have some other like greenery kinds of things that I thought we might just kind of stick in here. So I got these today when I was at Hobby Lobby. That was one of my other purposes for going, was to see if I could find some pit berries. I called them beads, pit berries. Oh my word, how many strings do they have putting these together? Wire cutters. So this is just kind of going to be one of those things where you just kind of put things where you think they need to be. And that one to me is a little too big. I honestly did not have a plan for this. I just grabbed some things and thought, let's see what's going to work. The other thing is I do have moss if I wanted to use some moss. And I'm not really sure I like that. Again, I have no plan. I'm just trying to see what I think might look good. And I like the pit berries, but I don't know. It seems like there just needs to be a little bit more. So it's just going to be a trial and error, because maybe there just needs to be some Spanish moss. I'm kind of liking the Spanish moss look here. And maybe some pit berries in there, and then some of these. All right, so here's that part right there. I like that. Tell me what you think. thumbs up. You can't see, I'll put more pip berries in there, but I like the way the Spanish moss looks in there. So maybe adding some more pip berries and some of these other things that are on this strand, and just kind of filling it in. Even something like that. You guys like that? I do too. I like the Spanish moss and then adding some other stuff in on it. So I will continue to work on that, because really this is just one of those things of adding things at the end and trying to figure out what looks good. But I do like the Spanish moss. I am going to put a wire hanger on it. So what I will do is I will cut some wire. Thank you, Glenda. I appreciate that. Don't forget, if this is something you are interested in to do for yourself, you can head over to teascraftyranch.com, and that will be in my store. So here's kind of a wonky hanger, but I like the wonky hanger. A wonky hanger for it, and I will probably add some kind of a cute little bow at the top or something like that. So thank you for watching. Watch for the completed project and head on over to Be So Crafty and watch her. Thanks, guys. Have a great afternoon. Bye.